Joseline's Cabaret, California, episode 14, titled Heels on the Ground. So the episode starts off with Joseline in eliminations, and she's about to eliminate the final girl of the night. Joseline does say that she's eliminating this girl because she feels like she didn't fight hard enough. And so who is it? G-Baby. I'm kind of shocked that they chose G-Baby because literally Ricardo put G-Baby in his top 5 dancers. You know, and the whole time her arm was dislocated and injured, and they kept her all this time because they kept saying she's so good and she could do tricks and she can do all that, and apparently other girls can't do that, right? She literally even just had a solo with Joseline when they went and did their first show. I'm shocked that they got rid of her. So yeah, they sent her home, which to be honest, I felt like it was bullshit, because it had nothing to do with dancing. They literally just sent her home because she wasn't doing enough. She wasn't entertaining enough. She wasn't messy enough. She wasn't fighting enough. The crazy thing to me about that too is like G-Baby got into a fight with Oceans and then she got her arm injured. So the whole time I'm like, what do you expect her to do? You know that she can't be fighting because her arm. But yeah, she's been dancing all this time, and I guess that just wasn't good enough for Joseline. Despite her dislocating her shoulder and it needs to heal, Joseline still wanted her to get in the paint and show that aggression and show that passion, show that she really wants to be here. Like, I guess it's not only about fighting. I guess it's just more about showing that passion that she wants to be here. And unfortunately for G-Baby, she's not that type of person. She's reserved. Like, that's me too. You're not gonna see me ever like, yeah, I love it, oh my god. Like, she's not that animated. She's not that type of person. It doesn't mean she doesn't feel that way deep inside. So G-Baby does actually get a little emotional, which I'm surprised because she does like hide her feelings a lot. Like, you don't really see her being emotional. She does break down and start crying when she gives Joseline a hug and everybody trying to come and give her a hug, and she rolling her eyes, which to be honest, that would be me too. It's like, get the off me. No, I have to go home. Don't try to show your fake love right now. Y'all don't want me here. I understand her. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. This is crazy. I'm just so shocked that they got rid of her despite admitting that she is an asset and she would be like something great for the show. Joseline's picking the girls that are going to be the most faithful to her. That's how she always does it. Because if it's just about talent, we already know Oceans wouldn't be there. I'm just saying. We see her in her exit interview, and that's a wrap for G-Baby. But it's not really that sad because she's on tour right now with Joseline in the Cabaret. She didn't really lose. She's just not on the show. Danny, I will say, she looks really beautiful in her confessionals. I love that look. Not just that one. A lot of her confessionals this season have been on point. All right, so Joseline announces that she found the place where she's going to officially open Joseline's Cabaret strip club. All the girls are like, yay! And I can't wait to see it as well, even though I think it's the one that they showed second, you know? So the girls are on the sprinters, they're on their way back to the hotel, and you know, all the tea gets dropped on the sprinters. So they start talking about, of course, who else? Kanaya and her whole situation that she's been having. Kanaya is the new star of the show, which, be careful, Kanaya, because the stars of the show don't really last that long. They start talking about Lexi Gold. I found it interesting that Egypt actually said that she feels like Lexi Gold might win the 50K because she says Lexi Gold is the most improved. And I go back to, once again, wish we could see that, you know? When they say these little comments like that, oh, most improved, oh, least improved, oh, this and that, it means nothing to us because we actually never got to see them dance so far. I mean, we got to see a little bit, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? And some of the OGs don't like the fact that Lexi Gold has picked her side because she's cool with Kanaya, and they feel like she has no loyalty because in the Cabaret it's all about loyalty, you know? And basically they feel like you've known the OGs for over 1 year. That's what they said. Kanaya is brand new, so like, how dare you like go over there with Kanaya? First of all, 1 year is not even that long. Y'all acting like y'all been tight since childhood. The way that y'all are talking about loyalty. And also I just feel like the way that y'all was moving this season, all season long, jumping and all that weird shit, like, I don't blame Lexi Gold for backing up off of y'all. Y'all was being weird. Yeah, I'm with Lexi Gold. So anyways, they start talking about how everybody jumped chinks, and they're trying to name off who are the people that jumped chinks. And Sky is one of them, and she's sitting in the sprinter with Chinks. So Chinks starts checking her. She's like, yeah, what's wrong with you? Why are you trying to jump me? And Sky's gonna say something, because you was beating Ocean's ass. Sky is doing this because their whole mentality, loyalty is the most important thing, is basically like, if you don't help us jump other people, then you won't be a part of our sisterhood and you won't be accepted into the cabaret, because the cabaret means we have each other's back. Like, that's what they've been saying since the day one. So I understand why Sky is doing that. She's just trying to solidify her position in the cabaret, but doesn't make it right. Hell no, girl. And do you look stupid? Yes, girl, you look stupid doing it. But I mean, they got this weird twisted version of a sisterhood that they call it, even though it's more like a gang, you know, going on. So this is the rules of the gang slash cabaret. Sky feels like Danny threw her under the bus, because Danny was like, well, it wasn't me, it wasn't Kanaya, it wasn't Jane Doe that jumped you. So she's like, only other person left is me. But I'm like, nah, she didn't throw you under the bus. There's some other girl sitting there, Lexi Gold, Neek, and she didn't say your name. So nah. And anyways, rightfully so, even if she did. You deserved it, because what the fuck were you thinking jumping in when you had no issues with Chinks whatsoever? Nothing. Did you even have one word with her? Like, did you even have a conversation with her before you did that? So Chinks is literally checking her like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, ain't them the same girls that jumped on you? And Sky was like, yeah, and don't worry about it. And like, yeah, Sky, you see how stupid that sounded? Chinks is immediately like, all right, what you want to do? They get up, they want to fight each other on the sprinter. Ooh, okay, so they start fighting. Literally, you see Chinks, she's trying to keep like kicking at Sky, right? And Sky's coming in and she starts trying to swing. Chinks is swinging, boom, boom, boom. But security comes and they try to separate the fight by getting Sky and holding her back. Unfortunately, they're holding her arm, and Chinks was like, boop, 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 boop. Now, I will say that really was not fair on Sky's part, because they were holding her arms back. That allowed Chinks to get some licks in on Sky, and Sky is pissed off, and rightfully so. I understand her. I'm not gonna say anybody took that fight, because it was unfair. Oh shoot, they go for a round 2 in this sprinter. Okay, now this round, Sky got her. Sky beat Chinks. Chinks's hoodie was near like coming off of her head. All I seen was Chinks like this, you know, you couldn't even barely see her face, and Sky is just boom, boom, boom. I don't even feel like Chinks got it hidden on that second round. Like, that sweater was just swallowing her. Like, girl, you need to take that sweater off. But yeah, definitely Sky took that one, which is so unfortunate too, because really Sky jumped her and then she won. That sucks. Literally, like, Chinks needed to get her look back from being jumped. Okay, so the scene cuts and the girls are on the sprinter. They're on their way to rehearsals. The seating arrangement is super messy because they got Chinks with all her ops in one sprinter. On the other sprinter, they got Lexi Gold with the OGs that were just talking about her. Yeah, they pop off, immediately start talking about Chinks. Like, why do you think Chinks is back? You think she's gonna make it on the tour? Like, boom. Why are you talking shit about Chinks? Like, literally, y'all don't realize picking on one girl like this, you're just making her the star of the show. Like, literally, this has been Kanaya and Chinks' show. If they were smart, they would be like, nah, we're not about to keep picking on her. She's not about to keep getting attention and camera time. Yeah, so I like Chinks because she called out everybody that jumped her. She was like, and the Erica, Des, Oceans, everybody that jumped me, I'm gonna need that with y'all. But like, not right now, because we gotta do rehearsals, but later. And you know what it is, like, very respectful. And the Erica is asking her like, but why do you think you're fighting with everybody in the house? Like, basically trying to say like, maybe you're the issue because you're the one that has a problem with everybody. And Chinks doubled down and she was like, no, y'all got issues with me. I didn't do nothing to y'all. And Ocean's like, excuse me, you snuck me. And I'm still like, when did that happen? Did I miss that? I don't remember Chinks sneaking her, but Chinks says she did. She was like, yes, I did sneak you. And Oceans feels some type of way about that. Still, things get escalated. They stand up. Looks like they're about to start fighting in the sprinter. Like, Chinks is standing up. Oceans takes her water bottle. Boom! She tries to throw it at Chinks, but security kind of gets in the middle of that and they don't allow them to fight on the sprinter. Meanwhile, on the other sprinter, they trying to basically check Lexi Gold for her changing her allegiances, right? They're trying to be like, yeah, you knew us for 1 year and yet you're over there with Kanaya, you're picking sides. They're trying to tell her you shouldn't be picking sides since you're cool with everybody. And Lexi Gold is like, I don't feel like I did pick a side. I just broke up the fight. Like, literally, since I'm cool with both sides, that's what I did. I broke up the fight. I never jumped into a fight before. Apparently, T-Love didn't like that because T-Love felt like, you know, they had an agreement in the very beginning when Chinx and Lexi Gold fought. Apparently, T-Love said that if Chinx ever tried to sneak her or do something like that she would have her back. And Lexi Gold said the same thing, that she would have T-Love's back. So T-Love feels some type of way, I guess, because she's like, Kanaya watched you get beat up and she didn't do anything. Like, she didn't help you at all. And yet you ride so hard for Kanaya. Like, make it make sense. Which my whole thing is like, watched you get beat up. Is she talking about when Lexi Gold fought Sky? To me, I'm like, at that point in time, she wasn't even friends with Lexi Gold, was she? It was more so she was friends with Sky. It was the new G's versus the OGs. And so that just wouldn't have made sense for Kanaya to have Lexi Gold's back, right? Am I tripping? Or what other fight is she talking about? Back to Kanaya versus the girlfriends. And Danny speaks up. And I was actually very happy that Danny spoke up. And she was like, literally, you know, I wasn't there. I was outside, but it straight up looked like y'all set that girl up, scratched her face, and tried to get her like out of the show. And immediately they're like, no, that's not what happened. Like, that's not what happened. You weren't there, girl. Like, Drea is literally saying Kanaya is the one that stood up first and she attacked Des. It wasn't the other way around. I'm like, whoa. Y'all are delusional, literally, if you think that Kanaya was the provoker. Kanaya did lift up off of the sea and she was saying do something about it. But it was Des that actually made the first move. Des threw something at her. That's when Kanaya fully got up and started trying to get at Des. So you're wrong about that one. Second of all, from the very beginning, who started it? It was not Kanaya, it was Des. Even if we go rewind this, right, you can barely even catch it. But when they try to accuse Kanaya and say, why were you laughing when we were talking about sisterhood? She was not laughing that they were talking about sisterhood. She was laughing because when the word sisterhood was brought up, Des said something under her breath like, nah, not everybody in here gonna be sisterhood. Something like that, which basically she was talking shit about Kanaya. That's why when Kanaya heard that, she was like, here we go. That's why she started laughing. She was never laughing at the sisterhood comment. She was laughing because Des has some smart ass to say, and it was directed towards Kanaya. And that's why when they asked her, why are you laughing at the sisterhood comment, that's why Kanaya said, I feel like y'all is always trying to throw these little jabs at me. And I didn't catch it, but if you go back and watch that scene and listen, you will see that Des actually does say something first. So yeah, Drea, delusional, annoying. Danny, she's like becoming my new favorite OG. Danny is holding her ground and she's saying like, I definitely can relate to the new G's. Like, y'all have made me feel like that before too. Y'all are some mean girls. Y'all gaslight people all the time. Y'all disrespect people all the time. And I felt that from everybody here. And I was like, okay, Danny. I was so happy that Danny was speaking up against them because somebody needs to put these girls in check. Like, they are doing too much. And Drea, like, I'm really disappointed in you because you really have just jumped ship completely and you chose all these other girls over Danny when Danny's been your number one rider since day one. I feel bad for Danny. I feel like Danny needs to cut her ties with Drea and like find a new best friend. Okay, so they're all posted up outside of the club. Joseline comes and meets them. She's like, what the is going on? Like, I hear all this commotion. So Ocean steps forward and she's like, I just want to get my one-on-one with Chinx again because Chinx snuck me and she ripped my wig and blah blah blah. And I'm like, didn't you already fight her because she snuck you? Like, literally, you're on repeat. You already said this. But yeah, Chinx is like, no, we go fight later because I got my hair done and everything. And Joseline's like, no, there's no fighting later. So I'm wondering like, oh, you're trying to make them fight right now, like outside of this club, or what's going on? But yeah, so Joseline just immediately pivots to Neek. Here we go. Neek again. She's like, how's Neek been doing with her promotions? Because I don't like the way that she promotes. Basically, Joseline is saying that Neek doesn't promote the show, which, to be fair, if you are on the show and the show is giving you exposure and the show is giving you opportunities, whether you are popping or not before that, I do feel like it's just a fair trade that you should also promote the show. But to be fair, Neek said she did promote the show about 4 times since she returned. And to me, it doesn't seem like a long time has even passed since she returned. So I feel like she's doing her part if she promoted it 4 times. Joseline's literally like, I don't like how you promote 1 time. She said that right after Neek said, I promoted 4 times. And so Neek is like, I didn't promote 1 time. What are you talking about? That triggered Joseline because she got up in her face like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't try me. Don't try me. Like, she got mad because Neek said, what are you talking about? The way that Joseline is in Neek's face face like this, I'm like, Jocelyn's about to pop on Neek. It makes me so uncomfortable because all of these situations could be solved so easily. All we gotta do is, okay, boom, Neek, let's see your page. Let's see how many times you promoted. And if she did promote 4 times, that's it. But to just like start attacking her without even knowing for sure, I guess she didn't get mad about that. She got mad because Neek said, what are you talking about? She got mad about the attitude. What the fuck? Joss is literally tearing Neek a new asshole. We gonna have a real issue. I'm tired of playing with y'all, but I'm definitely tired of playing with you, Neek. She's looking at Neek. Neek, just be quiet. She's just looking at Joseline like this. And Zeus played the cricket noises. You hear cricket, 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 cricket. Legit for like 5 seconds. Just nothing. Silence. But yeah, Jocelyn said, bitch, are we having a staring contest right now? Like, Jocelyn, if the girl would have said something, you would have got mad that she said something. You would have said she never shuts up and she's disrespectful. When she's quiet, you go attack her too and say, are we having a staring contest? Like, she can't win for losing. If she's quiet, it's a problem. If she talks, it's a problem. If she looks at her, it's a problem. If she turns her back and looks away, it's a problem. Like, it's just always a problem. Jocelyn literally is walking away. You're ungrateful. It's in your blood and you're always going to be ungrateful. You're just one of those girls that's always going to be ungrateful. And so Nika's like, where is this coming from? Like, she doesn't understand why all of this animosity towards her right now. You were just talking about promotion. Now you're talking about ungratefulness. Like, where is this coming from? It doesn't even make sense, basically. Ugh. And Jocelyn was like, you better watch your mouth. I don't even like that you're back here. You better watch your mouth or you back off. Yeah. I'm just like, maybe Neek is probably just better for you to leave, to be honest. Jocelyn don't like you. Now I can see it as clear as day. I'm sorry before that I said Jocelyn favors you. She doesn't. She doesn't like you at all. Okay, so Neek said deflect, deflect, deflect. She said, I'm gonna throw Chinks under the bus right now. It's like, why Chinks of all people? She was like, Chinks was talking about Jocelyn in text messages, and apparently a couple episodes back when they were saying Chinks is messaging the ops, apparently they're talking about Hennessy. Chinks has been sending messages to Hennessy about everything that's been happening on the show, and apparently she was talking about Jocelyn too, which I'm like, ooh, now that is some tea. If that's true, Jocelyn is gonna chew her head off. But yeah, Jocelyn immediately is like, let me see your phone, Chinks. And I got scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope those messages aren't there. Okay, so they go and they bring Chinks her phone, right? This is Chinks. Like, literally, she had her phone in her hand so long. Even I'm looking at her like, girl, what are you doing? I'm looking at Jocelyn like, girl, grab that phone out of her hand. If you're gonna call somebody out and ask for their phone, don't give it to them. You're supposed to take it, tell them to open it so that you can see, because they literally, she was so fast trying to delete. And then she was in her confessionals and they asked her, were you trying to delete stuff out of your phone? She said, ooh, they caught that. Like, girl, what you mean? Did they catch that on camera? The cameras are right there. They're right in front of you. Oh my gosh, this is so messy. So Jocelyn caught her. Jocelyn is like, okay, so she just tried to delete everything. T-Love goes up to her. She helps Jocelyn recover the messages. There's 169 messages that were deleted. I was like, damn. You weren't just talking to Hennessy. You were fucking having dissertations with Hennessy. Like, what the 169 messages? Girl. But per Chinks, she feels some type of way because she's like, why am I the only one that has to show my phone when Hennessy was also talking to Des, Erica, and Neek too? Which I'm like, really? That is tea. But unfortunately for Chinks, I don't think Jocelyn even cares about that because she is just focused on Chinks right now. Like, Chinks tried to basically deflect it back to Neek and them, but it didn't work. Oh my god. So Jocelyn reads the first message, which says, as far as them jumping you, I'm not gonna let them jump you, talking to Hennessy, which everybody is like literally in awe. Like, they are shocked because of how things went down with Hennessy in that Puerto Rican Day parade. Nobody really on the Cabaret should have been saying that they're gonna have Hennessy's back. See, I'm mad because we don't know when these text messages were sent. Like, was this before the Puerto Rican Day parade? Was it after the Puerto Rican Day parade? Like, if that happened after the Puerto Rican Day parade, that makes Chinks look shady, especially knowing that Jocelyn doesn't F with Hennessy and that she fired Hennessy, and if she's telling Hennessy, I'm not gonna let them jump you, yeah, that's a problem. But if that happened beforehand, what the fuck is the issue? Like, Hello, this context is important. Anyways, all they heard was that Chinks said she was gonna have Hennessy's back, and Danny, of all people, comes, boom, she knocks Chinks up the side of her head. I was like, oh my gosh, Danny, I was rooting for you. I literally just said so many positive things about you earlier. I was saying you're my new favorite and all that, and then you come and you do some like this. We didn't even get full context to the story, girl. Okay, so Danny said the reason why she hit her is because Chinks lied to her about everything that happened. Okay, so I thought Danny was just trying to be on some redeem myself bullshit to Joseline, you know, because she didn't stand up for Joseline at the Puerto Rican Day Parade thing. I thought that's what she was on, but she said no, it's because Chinks lied to her, saying that I guess Hennessy called Chinks and said that she's sad and needs a friend. Like, y'all, the way they're telling these stories is so aggravating because they don't want to say Hennessy's name, so they just keep saying the girl, and like they're saying she and the girl, so I don't know who the fuck they're talking about half of the time. Like, me trying to piece together this story and make it into a puzzle, like literally I have pieces, but I don't have the bigger picture yet. Like, okay, so they finally get inside so that they can start practicing, rehearsing, because they literally have a show in the next couple of hours. But because of everything that just happened, Chinks is literally on the floor. She don't get to be with the other girls on the stage. They're trying to keep them separated because they don't want them to fight. They tell Danny to kind of go down where the pole is, and unfortunately that was like right in front of where Chinks was, so they just start having a staring match with each other. They both looking at each other like, and Ricardo's trying to tell Danny, like, Danny, go over there, go back on the stage, go over there. And Danny's steady. And so they're like, okay, hold on. Joseline stands on the stage. She's like, if any of y'all fight in an establishment where we're performing at, you will go home. Exit stage left. Goodbye. I bet you these girls are not going to fight in the club. I bet you they're going to respect what Joseline says. Like, this is something that Natalie Nunn has a hard time doing, is getting these girls to respect the rules. Okay, so they're on the sprinter, right? And T-Love is trying to get dialogue out of everybody. T-Love is good for that. She's good for pulling dialogue out of the situation. And she's talking about Kanaya, like, how do you feel right now? Kanaya is like quiet because she's annoyed. And then Kanaya says, why did you tell Envy Erica that I said she's doing too much? Like, I guess, you know, she was focused on that. Per Kanaya, she never said that. And T-Love was like, well, you did say that. She was saying like, why would I even say that when in the beginning Erica was the only person that was nice to me, which was kind of shocking. I was like, really? Was she? Wow. So T-Love is like, you did say that though. She took it back to like the whole fight with Gypsy. Like, yeah, you did say that you felt like Erica was doing too much, but I thought it was Des because they said Des in the last episode. Kanaya is like, oh, yeah, I do remember that, but that's not what I said. I didn't say she was doing too much, but she said something else, you know? So she acknowledges that she said something, but she's still saying, I didn't say she did too much though. So Neek is like, and also like, they told me that you say that you're a better dancer than me, that you're a cleaner dancer than me. And Kanaya was like, yes, I did say that I'm the best dancer here, but that's when you weren't in the house. And I was like, girl, Kanaya, why are you trying to backpedal? To me, that's not a big deal because Neek, girl, you all the time say that you're better than everybody and you're the best dancer. And you said that you're better than Kanaya like how many times? You said she not better than me. She not better than me. So I don't understand why it's a big deal if Kanaya says that she's better than you. Like, girl, come on. Okay, so T-Love is like, well, from the dance off, right, between Kanaya and Neek, who do y'all think did better? And Sky was like, well, I think that y'all both did good. And I'm like, Sky, girl, you had completely different energy in the confessionals. You were talking about Neek is better, but to their faces, they both did good. Like, oh my gosh, why didn't you just keep it a buck and say you thought Neek was better? And see, Neek right then and there said, well, I'm the better dancer, but you can dance good. Pretty much Neek has been saying it the whole time. So I don't understand why Neek is trying to comfort Kanaya. Like, why are you trying to say that you're better than me? Like, girl, she's just giving the same energy that you give. Like, if you don't like it, then you stop doing it too. Yeah, Lexi Gold is pretty much, this is dumb. Like, why does it matter who won? You know, it doesn't matter. Y'all are both good. You have different styles of dancing. I've seen on social media, I think the overall consensus is that people are saying that Neek is more better in a stripper cabaret type of way, but Kanaya is a more professional dancer. Like, she's actually danced more than just stripper and cabaret-esque things, you know what I mean? Like she's actually danced other type of choreographies, which I don't know. Has Neek though? Is Neek only a stripper booty pumping girl? Like, or does she do other dances too? I don't know, because I haven't really followed Neek for that long to know what type of dancing she does. But yeah, the point is they're both good dancers, and I really hate this like comparing girls. Like why always when it's two girls that are good at something, they have to be head for head, they have to be compared. That's what sucks. It's like, can we just appreciate both of them? No? Lexi Gold said, y'all both have different styles of dancing. You're good, she's good. You're confident, she's confident. What's wrong with everybody being confident? And that triggered Neek. Neek was like, nobody said nothing about Heel being confident. And she started to go off on Lexi Gold. She literally told Lexi Gold she needs to mind her business. She needs to shut up, which I'm like, what? T-Love asked everybody on the sprinter who won. So she was just giving her opinion that it's stupid and it doesn't matter because both of y'all are good dancers. And so I don't understand how what she said made Neek angry. Neek feels like you're always up Kanaya's ass. You're up her ass. And Lexi goes like, how? I just gave you a compliment too. How does that make me up her ass? And Neek gets so angry. She's like, shut up, mind your own business. Da da da. Like she's just going in right now. Literally, Lexi Gold is not saying anything bad. She's actually trying to be positive and be like, this is dumb. Stop arguing about this. But Neek, no. She's just stuck on, because I told y'all in Neek's mind, she really thinks that she's the best dancer in the world, you know? Damn. Okay, so the girls are getting ready to go to do their second performance, right? And T-Love is literally giving some advice to Sky. And she's telling Sky, like, you know, when you get on stage and do that dance, you gotta like go crazy. You know, you gotta like do that ghetto shit. Think of like the early 2000s like millennial dances, I guess. I'm like, is she old enough to remember millennial dances? But no, she literally says like, yeah, they're ready to like cut you and replace you, so like you need to pretty much show out. I feel like Sky might be the weakest dancer. I think that's what Ricardo also was trying to say too. So that's crazy. I kind of want to see the girl dance now so I can see, you know, what they're talking about. They finally get to the club and they're doing their performance, and see, this is why I like Kanaya, because Kanaya was like, you know, when it comes to me dancing, that's pretty much all I'm focused on. I don't need to do a lot of this. I don't need to say I'm better. I'ma show you why. That's pretty much how I wish Neek would move a little bit. Like Neek is, to me, Neek, you could be confident, but Neek almost borders the line of cockiness. Like you don't always have to say you're the best. So apparently Chinks had two left shoes. She was talking about her tights were too small for her, and you literally see this girl running at the last second, right before Joseline starts singing Down Below. Chinks gets on that stage, she starts popping it. I was like, oh my gosh. But I'm happy to see that Chinks finally made it onto the stage, because that would have been sad if she didn't get to perform again, you know? Okay, they actually let us see some of their dancing. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of trying to look at Kanaya the whole time, because every time I looked at Kanaya, that girl was like, oh my gosh, she looked good dancing. My eyes just kept trying to find, where is Kanaya? Where is Kanaya? She was giving more of that fierceness, like, yeah. But anyways, it seemed like a lit show. It seemed really fun. I thought the girls did very well. I was trying to look for Sky too to see how she dances, but I didn't really see Sky that much. And then Joseline jumps into the crowd and starts crowd surfing. Like, oh my god. They catch her and they're all like touching her ass and shit, just like banging on her. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a bit much. But yeah, Joseline had fun. The security has to come and get her out of the crowd, because that crowd was not gonna let go of her. Okay. Okay, so after the show, all of the girls are celebrating. They're so hyped, and Joseline is so proud of everybody. She says nobody messed up. Like everybody did a great job. But who's missing from this celebration? Chinks. And I'm like, damn, where is Chinks? Chinks is always MIA. It is like right after the show, all that momentum, you want to celebrate with your teammates. Even if you don't F with them, that would have been a good opportunity to maybe squash it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's not there. So that was it. And we got the previews for the next episode.